What's going on, everybody? Today I am going to be showing you how to assemble this beautiful Bugatti Chiron from BigToysDirect.com. So grab your instruction manual and follow along step by step. Alright, so once we get the box opened up, we're going to take everything out and lay everything out so we see all the parts that we have. We got the car all set up and ready to go. We have all of our parts laid out. We have the seat, steering wheel, windshield, wheel covers, mirrors, front wheels and back wheels. We have our charger, and then we have our rear bumper support, and of course the manual with the hardware. So the tools that we're going to need to put this together are fairly simple, just a screwdriver and some pliers. The first thing we're going to install is this rear bumper support bracket, and we're going to use 9 screws out of the kit. So the way this installs is the front overlaps here and the rear goes underneath the bumper. Alright, the next step is going to be installing the rear wheels, and I'm going to show you the difference between the front wheels and the rear wheels. So the front wheels have a smaller insert, which is not used. The rears have a taller insert that goes inside the motor. The rear wheels just slide on. Alright, once we got the wheel on there, we're going to install a washer, and we're going to install the cotter pin. And we're going to bend the cotter pin with pliers so that the wheel doesn't fall off. Same thing on the other side. We're going to slide on the wheel, making sure it slides into the motor. Install the washer. Now, for some reason, you don't have enough room to put the cotter pin in, you can just slide the axle over from the other side slightly to give you enough room to be able to put the cotter pin in. And make sure you bend the cotter pin so it doesn't fall out. Next, we're going to install the wheel covers. You line up the tabs to the holes, and it just clips in. Same thing on the other side. Make sure it's clipped in, and we're good to go. Now we can remove the shipping tape that was holding the motors in place. The next step is to install the front wheels, and this process is a little bit different because you're adding a washer before you put the wheel on. Install the wheel, add a second washer, install the cotter pin, and make sure you bend it into place. Same thing on the other side. Install the washer, install the front wheel, add the second washer, install the cotter pin, and bend it so it doesn't fall out. I got the car flipped back over on its tires. We're gonna install the front wheel covers. On the other side. And we're done with the wheels. Okay, so the next step is installing the steering wheel. First thing that you're gonna wanna do is line up the tabs, clip in the little connection for the buttons, push the wire inside, and slide the steering wheel onto the steering shaft. Locate the steering screw with a nut. One of these holes actually has a shape for the nut. So we're gonna put the nut into the hole that has the shape for it. We're gonna slide the screw in from the other side. If it's not going in, just adjust it slightly up or down. And then while holding the nut on the other side, go ahead and screw that in place. And there we go. The steering wheel is installed. So the next step is gonna be installing the windshield. And all you're doing is lining up the tabs and clipping it into place. And that's it. For the mirror installation, we're just sliding the mirrors in and they clip right into place. And they are adjustable. Same thing on the other side. So before we install the seat, we're gonna have to hook up the battery wires. And all you're doing is locating this big red plug, lining up the tabs, and clipping it in. Next, we're gonna install the seat, and we're gonna put these little tabs down here into the holes, and making sure that the back little area lines up with a hole for the screw to mount the seat down. So the way that I do it, I make sure that the seat belt is in the front, line up the seat, slide it down, and install the screw. Alright, so our assembly is pretty much complete. Don't forget to remove the little protective covers off of the mirrors. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn it on and see if it starts up. Perfect. Also, don't be alarmed if you have screws left over because these are spares. Alright, so for the remote control, you are going to need to provide 2 AAA batteries. Install the batteries. Replace the cover. And it should work. But in this case, if it doesn't, all you have to do is press and hold this button. And now it's connected. Also, before you take it out for the first time, make sure that you do charge it up. The charging port is right here underneath the cover. Plug in the charger, and on the charger there's an indicator. Red is for charging, green is we're already done. Alright, there is also included this little auxiliary wire if you want to use with a phone or an MP3 player that you could insert right here into the MP3 player. And there's also an SD card and a USB slot if you want to use music that way. In order to shift, it does have push button shifters. So for the child to go in reverse, it's the top button. To put it into neutral, it's the second button. First speed, second speed. There's also a switch for lights. The front lights turn on as soon as you turn the car on. The rear lights have a switch in the back. And then of course, the little hidden feature here in the back is the little storage for rocks or whatever your kid finds on the side of the road. To put it back, all you do is line up the tabs, clip it back in. As you can tell guys, the assembly part of it is super easy. BigToysDirect.com always makes sure that their assemblies are absolutely easy, and you could always refer to this video and go step by step. Thanks for watching guys, and have an awesome day.